Almost 80% of drivers miss these simple hacks, costing them time, money, and safety, but not you. Today, we're revealing 20 driving tricks that pros use every day, and most amateurs have never even heard of. From visibility to fuel savings, these tips will change the way you drive. Stick around, because the final hack might just save your life. Let's start with hack number 20, the steering wheel flip trick. You park your car on a hot summer day, run your errands, come back, and instantly regret it. You grab the wheel and it's like grabbing a stovetop. But what if you could stop that burn in 5 seconds without buying a thing? Here's the trick. Before you get out, flip your steering wheel 180 degrees. Just turn it upside down. Why? Because the top part of your wheel gets blasted by the sun through your windshield. But when you flip it, the part you actually grip, your hand's natural position, stays shaded. This isn't a gimmick. Studies show steering wheels can reach over 150 degrees in direct sunlight. That's hot enough to cause minor burns and serious discomfort. Pro delivery drivers and outdoor workers use this technique daily. It's safer, faster, and more effective than cheap steering wheel covers that melt, slip, or wear out. It costs nothing, takes 2 seconds, and your hands will thank you every time. Next time you park in the sun, flip it, then forget it. But what if your next breakdown isn't heat-related, but something much sneakier? At number 19, the hidden shift override hack. Your battery dies, your car's locked in park, you're blocking traffic, the tow truck is 90 minutes away, and panic sets in. But here's what most drivers don't know. Your car has a secret. Hidden near your gear shifter is a tiny, covered slot, usually plastic, often unlabeled. Pop it open with your key or a pen. Inside is the emergency shift lock override, a mechanical bypass built into most automatic vehicles since the 90s. Press it down, and suddenly you can shift into neutral. No power, no tools, no tow truck required. This hack isn't just useful during breakdowns. If your brake light switch fails, or your gear selector gets stuck from an electrical glitch, this button gives you control when your car doesn't. Dealerships rarely explain this during delivery. Mechanics might charge you for a fix you can do yourself in seconds, and most drivers don't even know it exists until they need it. Professional drivers use this all the time. It's fast, it's free, and in an emergency, it turns a helpless moment into instant control. Find yours before you need it. You'll thank yourself later. Let's talk about the one dashboard detail that's been laughing at you this whole time. At number 18, the fuel tank arrow secret. You've probably pulled up to a gas station before, rolled down the window, and realized the fuel door is on the wrong side. Awkward shuffle, engine off, engine on, maybe a 3-point turn while people behind you sigh. But here's the thing, your car tried to warn you. Look at your dashboard, specifically the gas gauge. See that little fuel pump icon? Right next to it, there's a small arrow. That arrow points to the side of the car your fuel door is on. Left arrow means driver's side. Right arrow, passenger side. It's been a standard feature on nearly every car built since the early 2000s. Yet somehow, most drivers never notice it, even after years of ownership. Rental companies say it's one of the most common questions they get. Once you know this, it becomes second nature. No more guessing, no more leaning out to check, and no more stretching the pump hose across your paintwork like a lunatic. Next time you're filling up, just glance down. That little arrow saves time, embarrassment, and possibly your paint job. Simple, subtle, and now unforgettable. Fuel doors are easy to miss, but what you ignore after driving through rain could be far more dangerous. At number 17, the puddle brake drying technique. You hit a puddle, no big deal, right? You keep driving, music up, wipers on. But here's what most drivers never realize. Your brakes just got soaked, and your stopping distance just doubled. When water coats your brake rotors, it creates a thin barrier that prevents the pads from gripping properly. That means when you hit the brakes, they don't bite immediately, and in an emergency, that delay can be deadly. Professional drivers know what to do. Gently tap the brakes a few times after every puddle. Don't slam them, just light pressure while maintaining speed. This builds heat and evaporates the moisture fast. You might hear a faint squeal. That's not a problem. That's the sound of your brakes saving your life. This is standard protocol in emergency response training. Delivery drivers and first responders do it instinctively because they've seen what happens when people don't. It takes 3 seconds, costs nothing, and it could stop you from sliding through an intersection when it matters most. Wet brakes don't warn you, but now you know how to fight back. If learning hacks like this could save your car, or even your life, smash that like button and subscribe now so you never miss the tricks most drivers never find out. Let's move on to hack number 16, the fog solution, hiding in your kitchen. Fogged up windows are more than just annoying, they're dangerous. You scrape, wipe, blast the defroster, and still can't see. But what if the fix was sitting in your kitchen right now? Cut a raw potato in half. Rub the flat side across the inside of your windshield, then buff it dry with a clean microfiber cloth. That's it. What you're doing is applying a thin layer of potato starch to the glass. It's invisible, but it absorbs moisture and prevents condensation from forming in the first place. No fog, no streaks, just clear vision. This trick dates back to World War II, when fighter pilots used it on their canopies. And unlike overpriced anti-fog sprays, this method actually works and costs less than $1. Even better, one application can last for weeks. It holds up against daily temperature swings, wet shoes, breathing passengers, and sudden cold starts. Truckers, bikers, and fleet drivers have used this trick for decades. It's simple science, and it might just save your windshield and your morning. Forget expensive sprays. Forget blind guessing. Just remember, one potato, no fog. And next, something else from your pantry that fights off winter like a pro. At number 15, the cooking spray antifreeze hack. Frozen car doors aren't just annoying, they're expensive. You're running late, it's freezing, and the handle won't budge. You pull harder, and suddenly the rubber seal rips clean off. Here's the fix. Grab your cooking spray. Before freezing temperatures hit, lightly coat the rubber door seals with a layer of standard cooking spray. Any brand works. Then wipe off the excess with a paper towel. That's it. The oils in the spray create a thin, invisible barrier that repels moisture. When water can't settle, it can't freeze, and your doors stay functional. This method works better than most overpriced automotive products. And unlike hot water or brute force, it doesn't crack plastic, destroy seals, or risk broken door handles. Pro mechanics swear by it. Winter delivery drivers use it religiously. It even works on trunk seals and wiper blades. It costs less than $1 and takes under 5 minutes, but it could save you from a $300 repair bill and a freezing cold morning meltdown. Want to cool your car twice as fast? Don't touch the AC. At number 14, the thermal Cascade vent hack. Most drivers jump into a hot car and do the same thing, blast the AC on full and point every vent straight at their face. But that actually makes cooling slower, not faster. Professional drivers use a method called the thermal Cascade technique, designed to cool your cabin faster by working with airflow, not against it. Instead of blasting cold air in one direction, you create a circular airflow that pushes hot air up and out while pulling cooler air down. Aim the lower vents toward the floor to push cold air downward. Let the mid-level vents flow straight ahead, and let the upper vents guide air toward the windows. Set the fan to medium-high and keep the temperature on max cold. This setup was inspired by aircraft engineers. Yes, really, and it's proven to cool the interior several minutes faster than the usual face blast approach. It also reduces strain on your AC system, meaning better performance and longer life. No tools, no extra parts, just smarter settings. Try it once, and you'll never go back. The next hack? Truck drivers won't leave home without it. At number 13, the citrus alertness trick. Long drive, heavy eyes. You crank up the music, open the window, and still feel yourself fading. Most people reach for gas station coffee or energy drinks, but there's a better trick, and it's been used by truckers for decades. Keep a lemon or orange in your car. When fatigue hits, peel back a small section and take a deep breath. The citrus oils that burst out instantly stimulate your brain's alertness center. This isn't some old wives' tale. Multiple studies show citrus scent can increase reaction time and focus by up to 15%. It works almost instantly, unlike caffeine, which takes 20 minutes to kick in and often leads to a crash later. Citrus has no side effects, no jitters, and no urgent bathroom stops. Some drivers even combine it with cool air or a cold drink to boost the effect further. And the best part? It costs less than $1 and fits in your cup holder. Next time you feel drowsy behind the wheel, forget the chemical cocktails. Crack open some citrus and stay sharp when it matters most. At number 12, the oil quality paper test. When should you change your oil? Most drivers guess based on color or mileage, or just trust the sticker on the windshield. But here's the truth. Clean-looking oil can still be filthy, and dark oil isn't always bad. Here's a pro-level test you can do in under 2 minutes. Warm up your engine for 5 minutes, then put a single drop of oil on a plain white piece of paper. Let it sit for 2 hours. What you'll see is a stain pattern that tells the full story. If the center is dark, but the outer ring is clear and smooth, your oil is still in good shape. But if the stain is irregular, gritty, or shows metal specks, your engine is running on sludge, and you need a change now. Mechanics use this trick to avoid unnecessary oil changes and catch early signs of internal damage. It's simple, free, and far more accurate than eyeballing a dipstick. Want to protect your engine and your wallet? This little test can save you thousands and takes less time than checking tire pressure. At number 11, the strategic fueling method. Most drivers fill up their tank in one go, slam the nozzle in, and wait for the click. But here's something most people don't know. Rushing the pump can cost you both fuel and engine life. Professional fleet operators use a technique called multi-phase fueling, and it's smarter than it sounds. Here's how it works. Instead of blasting fuel all at once, they pump in stages. Start with a quarter tank, pause for 30 seconds, then fill to halfway, pause again, and finish. Why? Because fast fueling causes turbulence. It stirs up vapor, creates foam, and confuses the fuel sensor. The pump clicks off early, but your tank's not actually full. This means you get less fuel for the same money, and over time, it adds up. The staged method allows the liquid to settle, lets air pockets escape, and ensures the tank fills properly. It can give you up to 1.3 extra gallons per fill, and reduce wear on your evaporative system. No gimmicks, no cost, just a smarter way to pump gas, and a quick win every time you fuel up. But next is something even pros keep in their glove box, because once you try it, there's no going back. At number 10, the bay leaf motion sickness fix. Car-sick passengers aren't just uncomfortable, they're a real distraction. The constant complaints, emergency stops, and "I think I'm gonna throw up" moments can turn any trip into a nightmare. But here's a simple fix that professional drivers have used for decades, and it's been hiding in your spice rack. Bay leaves. Chew one or just hold it under your nose. The natural oils released help calm the stomach and reduce motion-related nausea. It's a trick used by tour drivers, truckers, even ambulance crews, because it works fast, doesn't cause drowsiness, and doesn't make you feel like a zombie 20 minutes later. Unlike over-the-counter meds, bay leaves don't blur your vision or knock you out. And unlike ginger, they don't require tea, sugar, or prep time. You just use it as is. Bonus tip, crush one slightly to release more scent before use. And if you've got kids in the back, keep a few in a small baggie for long drives. No pills, no mess, just one leaf, less nausea. Coming up is a trick driving instructors wish more people knew, because it literally erases your blind spots. At number 9, the mirror setup that kills blind spots. Most drivers adjust their mirrors the wrong way and don't even realize it. They center their car in each side mirror, thinking that's normal. But here's the truth, you're doubling your blind spots. Professional instructors teach a completely different method, and once you try it, you'll never go back. Here's how it works. Lean your head against the driver's window and adjust the left mirror outward until you can barely see the edge of your car. Then, lean toward the center console and adjust the right mirror the same way. Now sit straight. Your car should be gone from your side mirrors, but that's the point. As a vehicle leaves your rear view mirror, it immediately appears in the side mirror. No blind zone, no surprises. It feels weird at first. You won't see your own car, and that throws people off. But this setup gives you continuous coverage across all 3 mirrors, just like commercial drivers and race car pros use every day. It doesn't cost a cent, just a 30-second adjustment that could prevent your next accident. At number 8, the differential tire pressure technique. Here's something 90% of drivers never consider. Your tire pressure changes with the seasons. What felt perfect in July might be dangerously low in January, and you won't even notice until it's too late. Here's why. Air contracts in cold weather. For every 10 degrees Fahrenheit drop in temperature, you lose about 1 psi. That means if you inflate your tires in summer and haven't touched them since, they could be underinflated by 4 or 5 psi right now. The fix? Adjust your pressure seasonally. In winter, add 2 to 3 psi above the door sticker recommendation. In summer, go back to factory spec. This isn't just for ride quality. Low pressure kills fuel efficiency, wears tires unevenly, and increases blowout risk. Overinflated summer tires, less grip, longer stopping distances, and a harsher ride. Professional drivers and fleet managers check pressure every month. You should too, especially during the first weeks of fall and spring. A 2-minute adjustment twice a year can save your tires, your fuel bill, and maybe even your life. But even if your tires are perfect, your engine might still be running on someone else's bad habits. At number 7, the ECU Reset Hack. Ever bought a used car that ran weird? Sluggish acceleration, strange shift timing, or that nagging check engine light that magically came back? That's not just wear and tear, it's your car's brain stuck in the past. Your engine control unit, or ECU, constantly adapts to your driving style and stores old sensor data, even if the issue has been fixed. So if the previous owner had a heavy foot or ignored maintenance, your car is still reacting to their habits. Here's how to wipe the slate clean. Disconnect your negative battery cable. Press and hold the brake pedal for 30 seconds to fully drain any residual charge. Wait 10 minutes, then reconnect the battery. What you've just done is a hard reset. Your ECU now starts fresh, relearning your driving inputs from zero. The result? Sharper throttle response, cleaner idle, better shifting, and often a vanished warning light. Professional tuners do this after every major service or parts replacement. And now, you can too. It's free, takes under 10 minutes, and can instantly bring your car back to life. At number 6, the windshield washer visibility hack. Most drivers think washer fluid is just water with blue dye. But what if I told you your windshield's streaks and glare are actually costing you visibility and possibly your safety? Factory washer fluid barely removes bugs or grime. And when the sun hits at the wrong angle, that haze can blind you for seconds at a time. That's why professional drivers and detailers add a tiny upgrade, a few drops of clear dish soap or ammonia-free glass cleaner. Mixed properly, it cuts through oil, road film, and bug guts like nothing else. Just add 5 drops to your washer reservoir. No foam, no streaks, just crystal clear glass every time you spray. Want to go further? Use distilled water instead of tap to avoid mineral deposits that clog jets or leave white spots. The result? Better visibility in all weather, fewer distractions, and fewer swipes with dirty wipers. It's a 2-minute fix, costs under 50 cents, and drastically improves safety, especially during sunrise and sunset glare. And what's next? A 2-minute tweak that could save your vision at 80 miles an hour. At number 5, the nail polish crack stopper hack. You see a tiny chip in your windshield and think, no big deal. But within days, that chip turns into a crack, and suddenly, you're out $500 for a full replacement. Here's what pro mechanics and old school body shops have done for years. Clear nail polish. The trick is simple. Clean the area around the chip with glass cleaner and let it dry. Then carefully brush on a thin layer of clear nail polish right into the chip. Let it cure for an hour in sunlight or under a lamp. What happens next is borderline magic. The polish seeps into the crack, hardens, and prevents water and dirt from entering. This stops expansion due to temperature changes and vibrations. It's not a permanent fix, but it buys you weeks or even months to schedule a repair on your terms, instead of waking up to a windshield-wide spider web. And it's not just for windshields. Use it on headlight cracks, plastic lenses, or even mirror housings. Under $5, under 5 minutes, over $500 in potential savings. And if you're replacing your wipers too soon, wait, there's a way to make them last twice as long. At number 4, the wiper blade conditioner hack. Your wipers squeak, they chatter, they smear instead of wiping clean. So what do most drivers do? Toss them in the trash and buy a new pair for $30 or more. But here's the truth. Your wipers probably aren't worn out. They're just dirty and dry. Professional drivers use a 2-step conditioning trick that brings blades back to life. Step 1. Clean the rubber with isopropyl alcohol and a microfiber cloth. This removes road film, tree sap, and windshield washer residue that builds up over time. Step 2. Rub a thin layer of petroleum jelly, or rubber conditioner, along the blade. Let it sit for 10 minutes, then wipe off the excess. The result? Quiet, streak-free wiping, even in the worst weather. The rubber softens, grips the windshield better, and lasts months longer. This hack can double or triple the life of your blades, and it costs less than a cup of coffee. Before you replace your wipers, try reviving them first. What's next? A forgotten filter that's quietly killing your air quality and your fuel economy. At number 3, the cabin air filter performance boost hack. Think your cabin air filter is just about clean air? Think again, because when it's clogged, your entire car suffers. Here's the truth. Most drivers never replace it, and over time, it turns into a wall of dust, pollen, and grime that blocks airflow through your climate system, makes your defroster useless, and forces your AC to work overtime just to keep up. But here's what they don't tell you. A clogged cabin filter can also cause your ECU to compensate. Some cars adjust fan speeds, air mix settings, and even engine load based on airflow data. That means worse fuel economy, poor visibility, and a tired HVAC system that's constantly straining. Pop your glove box, check the filter. It takes 2 minutes. If it's gray, dusty, or smells like mildew, replace it. Or better yet, upgrade to a HEPA filter for cleaner air and better performance year-round. It's the easiest fix you're not doing, and once you do, you'll feel the difference in minutes. Number 2, the gas cap seal hack. Your check engine light is on. You smell fuel after parking. Your mileage is mysteriously down. Most drivers panic or call a mechanic, but pros, they check the gas cap. Here's the thing, your gas cap doesn't just keep fuel in, it seals the entire evap system, which controls vapor emissions. And over time, the soft rubber ring around it dries out, cracks, or warps, causing tiny leaks you'll never see. But your car does. That triggers evap system fault codes, reduces fuel economy, and can even stop your car from passing inspection. Here's the fix. Take a dab of petroleum jelly or a quick spray of silicone lubricant and apply it to the rubber ring inside the cap. It restores flexibility, improves the seal, and often clears the error within a day or two. It takes 30 seconds, costs nothing, and solves a problem that sends thousands of people to the shop every year. Before you pay for diagnostics, try this, because sometimes your check engine light just needs moisturizer. And the final hack? You'll pray you never need it. But when you do, it's the only way out. At number 1, the survival hack no one talks about. This one's not about saving money, it's about surviving the unthinkable. There's a secret tool in your car. You've sat behind it for years, adjusted it 100 times, but never realized what it's truly for. If your doors are jammed, if your windows won't roll down, if water's rushing in, or flames are closing in, this may be your only way out. Pull the headrest from your seat. The steel posts? They're not just for support, they double as a weapon. Wedge one between the door frame and the edge of the window, then pull back like your life depends on it, because it might. The glass shatters, and suddenly, you have a way out. It's not in the manual. No one at the dealership will tell you, but every rescue team knows it. And now, so do you. This isn't a tip, it's your last resort. And the reason you remember this hack might be the reason you walk away. These 20 hacks prove that smart driving isn't about luck. It's about knowing what others miss. Smash that like button if these tricks opened your eyes, and subscribe for more tips that save time, money, and maybe even your life. But before your next oil change, watch this. 20 oil change mistakes that could destroy your engine. Click here and avoid the damage most drivers never see coming.